Confidence is not a personality trait. It is not something you either have or don't have. It is a neurological output, and once you understand the mechanism, you can build it on purpose. Most people are chasing a feeling. They're waiting to feel ready, feel certain, feel bold before they take the first step. That wait is the trap. Because the feeling doesn't come first, the action does, and the feeling follows later as a reward for having moved. In this video, we are stripping confidence down to its exact components. The mechanics, the distortions, and the daily levers that actually build it. By point 5, you'll understand the one thing that makes confidence collapse faster than any failure ever could, and how to stop it permanently. 7.0 fluff, let's get into it. Point 1, the competence-confidence loop. Confidence is not the starting line, it is the finish line, the brain's reward for having accumulated evidence of your own ability. You cannot think your way into it without doing the work first. The brain is running a constant probability model. Every time you attempt something, it logs the result. If the log is empty, if you've never tried, the brain correctly predicts a low chance of success. That prediction is what low confidence actually feels like. The fix is not mindset work. The fix is skill accumulation. Find the smallest sub-skill inside your goal and build mastery there first. Once the brain sees real evidence of your own capability, the confidence signal fires automatically. Point 2, action precedes confidence. You will never feel confident before you begin. Dopamine, the chemical your brain releases to signal reward, is released after progress, not before it. Waiting for the feeling before acting is chemically backwards. Reverse the sequence. Act first, even at 30% certainty. Even a failed attempt generates data, and data is what your brain needs to update its prediction model upward. The confidence you're waiting for is already waiting for you, on the other side of the action you haven't taken yet. Those 2 points are the foundation. But even if you understand them completely, there are invisible distortions running in the background, and they are quietly making everything harder. Point 3, the overestimation of failure's cost. Your brain does not process social or emotional risk the same way it processes physical danger. It processes them identically. A job rejection and a physical threat activate the same circuitry. This is why failure feels catastrophic even when it isn't. The distortion is in the stakes. When you imagine failing, your brain is running a worst-case simulation and treating it as the most likely scenario. It isn't. Run a consequence audit instead. What actually happens if this goes wrong? What is recoverable? Almost everything is recoverable. Point 4, the spotlight effect. Alongside the overestimation of failure's cost, there is a second distortion running. The belief that everyone is watching, cataloging, and judging your every move. They aren't. Research consistently shows that people dramatically overestimate how much others notice their appearance or mistakes. In reality, every person in the room is too consumed by their own internal experience to focus on yours. When you realize the audience is mostly imaginary, the pressure to be perfect dissolves. And in that space, where perfect is no longer the requirement, authentic action becomes possible. The final distortion is the most damaging of all, and it operates below the level of conscious thought. You aren't underconfident because of your situation. You're underconfident because of a specific story your brain has been telling about that situation. And that story can be rewritten. Point 5, confidence is context-specific. Confidence is not a single global resource that you either have in full or lack entirely. It is domain-specific, task-specific, and skill-specific. The brain stores capability in separate neural networks, which is why a surgeon can feel completely unconfident in a boardroom and vice versa. Stop asking, why am I not confident? Start asking, where, specifically, am I not confident, and in what exact skill? The moment you define the domain, you can train for it directly. Vague problems produce vague solutions. Specific problems produce specific ones. Self-trust is the core. Underneath every form of confidence is one thing: your relationship with your own word. Every time you make a commitment to yourself and break it, even a small one, you lower your internal credit score. Your brain stops believing your own intentions. This is why people who seem to have good lives still feel quietly unconfident. They've been breaking micro-promises to themselves for years, and the deficit has compounded. If you want to subscribe to this channel, and you should, do it now, and let that be the first micro-promise you keep today. Rebuild the account with promises so small they are impossible to break. Write one sentence. Drink one glass of water. Take one step. Every kept promise is a vote for the version of you that follows through. Point 6. Self-trust is the core. Confidence is the compound interest on that vote, paid out over time. You now have the structure, but the structure means nothing without the daily lever, the one behavioral mechanism that converts everything you've learned into a result you can actually feel. The 70% rule. High-level decision makers in complex environments operate on a consistent principle. Take action when you have approximately 70% of the information you think you need. Waiting for 100% certainty is not preparation. It is fear wearing a professional disguise. This is analysis paralysis. The longer you stay in the theory phase, the more potential threats your brain generates. The brain doesn't quiet down with more time, it escalates. The only way to stop the escalation is to act and create real data to replace the imagined threats. Confidence requires a feedback loop. You act, you get a result, your brain integrates the data, your prediction model improves. That loop cannot start from inside your head. It can only start from outside, in the real world, through real action. Repetition builds automaticity. The second lever is volume. Confidence does not rise from trying something new every day. It rises from doing the same thing many times until the brain reduces uncertainty around it. Mastery is repetition. Confidence follows mastery. Stop seeking variety when you lack confidence. Seek repetition. Do the same action in the same context with the same sequence until the brain stops treating it as uncertain and starts treating it as known. That shift from uncertain to known is the moment confidence arrives. Every single lever we've covered works faster if you understand the one thing that is silently sabotaging all of them, and most people never address it directly. Point 7. The identity narrative. Your confidence has a ceiling, and that ceiling is built from the story you tell about who you are. The brain has a filtering system that screens incoming information to match your existing self-image. If the story is, "I am not confident," the filter will suppress your wins and amplify your losses to maintain consistency. This is not a metaphor. The brain's reticular activating system, the network responsible for selective attention, literally discards evidence that contradicts your self-concept. You're not seeing reality. You're seeing your story about reality, confirmed repeatedly by a filter you set a long time ago. The rewrite begins with a single question. How would the most capable version of me handle this specific moment? Not this week, not this year, just this moment. Then act as if that were true for the next 10 minutes only. You are not pretending. You are providing the filter with new data to work from. Deliberate discomfort exposure. The final piece of the identity layer is this. Confidence cannot be built inside your comfort zone. Mastery experiences, especially those involving controlled discomfort, are the single strongest input for durable self-efficacy. Your brain does not respect comfort. It respects evidence under pressure. Pick one action per week that produces mild discomfort. Speak up in a meeting, make the cold call, ask for the feedback. Complete it. Log one thing that went better than expected. After 4 or 5 of these reps, your baseline confidence in that domain measurably shifts. The circuitry has been trained. 7 points fully broken down. Now let's close the loop and make sure you leave with something you can use today, not someday. The summary. Point 1. The competence loop. Confidence is the brain's reward for evidence. Stop working on your mindset. Start building the skill. The feeling follows the proof. Point 2. Action first. Dopamine comes after progress, not before it. Reverse the sequence. Act at low certainty. Let the result update the model, and repeat. Point 3. The overestimation of failure's cost. Your brain is catastrophizing the cost of failure. Run the consequence audit. Ask what is actually recoverable. Almost everything is. Point 4. The spotlight effect. The spotlight is off. Nobody is watching as closely as you think. The imaginary audience is keeping you from the authentic action that would actually build the confidence you're performing. Point 5. Confidence is context specific. Confidence is not global. Name the exact skill, the exact context, the exact gap, and train specifically for that. Vague awareness changes nothing. Specific targeting changes everything. Point 6. Self-trust is the core. Keep the micro-promise. Self-trust is the core. Start with promises so small they are impossible to break. Rebuild the account one kept commitment at a time. Point 7. Rewrite the story. Act as if the capable version of you is already here, for 10 minutes at a time. Give the filter new data week after week until the story changes on its own. Confidence isn't found. It is built, rep by rep, proof by proof, promise by promise. If this gave you one thing to use today, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one.